Batman, and let's hear it.
All right, everybody.
All right, we're all getting out of this. It's only
Oh, it's only me now. The whole show is mine. Um, I'm not ready. No, I'm kidding. So I was told recently that the Batman project with Ben is still moving forward. They're still discussing certain aspects of what they want to do. The one overlying aspect, I mean, they've decided uh, more Deathstroke, right? A more they want to go into Jared Leto stuff, but specifically one aspect of Batman's history that involves the Joker. And I'll say it again. You took something from me. Now I'm going to take something from you. That is what we tweeted earlier this week once I got the news. And that is part of the Batman proposition, the plot. That is what we're going with. All right. The big plot point is explaining what happened to Batman, who he lost, and how it turned him the way it did. It's going to lead into that damage tattoo and everything. So people, if you're really paying attention, you know exactly what that means. That's
so
going to be a plot
Taylor.
point for the project.
We're all coming back for this conversation now, and
Yeah, you're coming back for this
Gonna
conversation
get
because now
his
you know what I'm
teeth
talking about.
smashed in.
I'm having some iced tea right now, but that tea was way more better.
Way more.
that
Yeah,
was
yeah,
some
I'm so
pretty good
shook.
tea, man.
Yeah,
So
I was told earlier this week that that they're moving forward with the project. They're definitely discussing which avenue they want to focus more on between Joker and Deathstroke. But key plot point that they want to discuss is what let is a not a prequel moment. I mean, it's that the show is not a prequel. The show is clearly going to be set after the Justice League, but there's going to
But
be
flashbacks are a thing.
plenty of flashbacks explaining Ben losing his moral compass. And who was his moral compass?
The crazy.
Right, little teenager.
One of his 11,000 children.
Oh my, thank you.
that sounds like a really bad movie.
Child number one, okay, not 11,000. He hasn't had like his giant family yet.
I mean, Taylor, he did go.
So it seems we have got literal proof that the Ben Affleck Batman TV show or movie, most likely TV show from what we're hearing, is actually going to take place. Someone high up at DC Films has literally come out and explained how they're going to do it for the general audience. So, yo, what is good, YouTube? Warstu here. If you are new around here, make sure to subscribe to never miss any of the videos. At the 100,000 subscriber mark, we will be giving away something that is so darn cool. So make sure to check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, Instagram at Warstu, and Twitch is twitch.tv/Warstu. Right, let's get into this video. So there's a very good interview on the New York Times website with Walter Hamada, who is pretty much the president of DC Films, so he's a very, very important person. However, Mr. Hamada, 52, manages the movies careers of Wonder Woman, Batman, Cyborg, The Flash, Superman, amongst other things. So what he's saying in this interview is the most expensive DC movies up to 4 a year starting in 2020 are designed for theatrical release. Said additional superhero films 2 annually is the goal, perhaps focus on riskier characters like Batgirl, Static Shock, etc. But the most interesting thing about this whole interview is it literally backs up the claim that we've been saying that Batman, Ben Affleck, is coming back. He said the following: to make all the storylines work, DC Films will introduce movie audiences to a concept known as the multiverse, parallel worlds where different versions of the same characters exist simultaneously. Coming up, for instance, Warner Bros. Will have 2 different film saga involving Batman played by 2 different characters running at the same time. The complicated plan involves a sharp increase in production. Last year, Warner Bros. Made 2 live-action superhero movies, Joker, Shazam in 2018, and there were only was Aquaman. All 3 were smash hits, underscoring the financial opportunity of making more. So what is interesting here is that there's going to be 2 different Batman films running at the same time. I know exactly what people are going to say. Yeah, he's just referring to Ben Affleck being in the Flash movie, but hang on, honey, that was never happening. Like, you guys have got to start listening to people like the Culture Nerd and Matthew at the Light podcast. They've been saying Batfleck was back before it even got announced. Before it was announced he was doing additional photography for the Justice League Snyder Cut, and before they officially announced that Ben Affleck was going to be Barry Allen's mentor. But wait, you know it wouldn't be a Wall Street Batfleck video if I didn't drop this line. Ben Affleck's an alcoholic. His life was ruined by playing Batman. And then Snyder comes out recently and said Ben couldn't wait to jump back into the suit like he almost never left being Batman. So this article literally confirms that Ben Affleck is back. It's not just back for the Flash movie, not just back for additional photography. He is literally back for his TV series on HBO Max. Then you've got to coincide it with all the other information that's coming out from Joe Manganiello when he's saying how dark and gritty and it would have been the most savage and violent Batman movie ever. Why is he all of a sudden saying this? Then you got to factor in, you know, Joe Manganiello working with Snyder again. I wonder what they're working on. And people are going to say Army of Dead. Everyone knows about Army of Dead, and everyone knows about the animated show. He's talking about Snyder being involved with the Ben Affleck HBO Max series, but it's not clear if it's going to be just a series or if it's going to be a movie that they release theatrical as well. So it's literal confirmation that Ben Affleck, and there will be two Batmans, Robin Pattinson in obviously that universe, which will be Earth 2, and Prime Earth, which will be, you know, the DCEU, the Snyderverse, the Earth that we're already in. So I do find it hilariously funny when people keep saying you're wrong, you're wrong, you're wrong, and then the head of DC Films has literally come out with it, and it's a wink. Two Batmans run at the same time. Just look at that. I wonder what they're teeing up. No, we don't need to wonder what we're teeing up, because we've been saying about the Batfleck story for a long time that it's happening. There's going to be the multiverse. They're going to introduce different Earths. There'll be Earth 1, Earth 2, etc. If you watch Crisis on Infinite Earth with the Arrowverse, it kind of explained it in a really bad way, but somewhat explained it for people that don't understand the multiverse concept. It's a really simple concept, to be honest. So this literally confirms there is Ben Affleck in the running. Now, there's already been multiple stories about Ben Affleck coming back. We've done multiple stories on it. I'll leave some clips at the start of the video for even more information. But it's not just Ben Affleck coming back. Also, Joe Manganiello's coming back. Jared Leto Joker's coming back as well. There's a cheeky little scene in the Zack Snyder Justice League movie that kind of could coincide with it. It's just really, really interesting how all of a sudden Walter comes out and says two different film sagas involving Batman, played by different actors, running at the same time. And I know people are like, but they're on about Michael Keaton version and Batfleck. No, they're not. They're on about Robert Pattinson being in his universe and Batfleck being in his universe. It's so evident that they are setting up something that is bigger than just this. The reason they're setting up the multiverse is so they can do all these other storylines and they can tie them into one multiverse, so it's all canon and it's all connected. So technically Titans and the Flash and all them other things will, in a roundabout way, be connected to everything else, because it's literally one big universe, but in the sense of the multiverse, which is fantastic, because us DC fans have wanted this for such a long time, and it's happening. Walter's literally just confirmed that Batfleck is 100% back. He may not have said Batfleck, but he's talking about the Ben Affleck HBO Max series. And then we've also had, you know, the head of HBO Max changing his banner to Batfleck's Gotham. Not Robert Pattinson's Gotham, not Nolan's Gotham, but specifically Ben Affleck's Gotham. The evidence is there, but some of you guys are cynical and do not believe the information that is in front of you. And then also, you got Zack Snyder recently in the last few days saying this: look, I would love for Ben to make the Deathstroke movie. That would be amazing. I don't know that it's going to, or that they want him to, but I would love for him to do it. That would be so cool, and Joe is amazing. You really think Zack Snyder doesn't know what's going on behind the scenes? He's literally screaming at you going, it's coming, guys. I'm literally winking behind the camera at you guys, but I can't legally say it because I've signed an NDA because I'm actually the director for this movie, but it's going to be on HBO Max most likely. And it just makes me laugh. Like, there's so many subtle hints here, there, everywhere that Ben Affleck Batman is coming back. Do you really think he's coming back for a cameo role? Then you got to factor in he didn't want to come back to do the Flash movie until they rewrote the script for him. So let me get this right. You think they're going to rewrite part of the Flash movie script for Ben Affleck for a one-off role? Really? That's not how this works. That's really not how it's worked. And you know, Zack Snyder's Robin plan also plays into what possibly could be in the Batman, the death of Robin, the famous scene we see in BVS. There is so many subtle hints that it's going to be playing that way. And for what we hear, that is going to be part of the story that plays in to the Batfleck HBO Max show anyway. The fact that Robin, the death of Robin Dick Grayson, which version was it? Beautiful Lie. It's just very interesting. It really is. So like always, guys, I know some of you guys are going to be like, this is clickbait. It's not, because there's so much evidence. Walter said 2 different Batmans running at the same time. Robin Pattinson from Earth 2, Batfleck Earth 1, but on like an HBO Max series. So theatrically, they're not going to clash at all. So like always, guys, make sure to check us out on Twitter, WarstuG, Instagram at Warstu, and I will catch you in another video very soon. Catch you later.